core has it been busy, and that's why I've not been filming so many YouTube videos, because it has been a little bit manic here on the farm. So because I was too busy earlier in the year to run an open farm Sunday, I decided to have an open day in August. But having an open day isn't actually just about making the farm a bit neater. No. There's a lot more work than that, because you don't know what child is going to come and lick a railing or stumble over a piece of pipe that's in the ground, or open a gate that only latches a particular way and you're used to it but they're not used to it and they hurt their hands. So there is a hell of a lot of work and tidying that goes into just having the general public come to your farm and not having a guided tour. So people came and they were just allowed to sort of wander. I gave them a map, but they could wander, which means everything had to be basically perfect. So in the barn I had all of the sheep, because, you know, I haven't got around to putting actual gates into some places, and I needed them to be open for people to walk around, so we didn't want escapee sheep. So all the sheep were in the barn. I had the Jacob ewes in the corner here. And then I had next to them my ram lambs from this year. Then I have my little retirees plus Missy and Lola. And then I have my Norfolk Horn ladies in this, the bigger place where I land. It's a little bit different now, because obviously it was a week ago, so everything's quite a bit messier. But we've got a couple of rams in, because these two boys, Capulet and Oberon, keep busting into the garden. The thing with sheep is, once they find a way, they will keep doing that until you stop them. And they'd found a way through the hedge into the garden. They didn't eat anything bad, but they were just doing it continuously. So they're in. Ram lambs are still in, obviously, and then all my Norfolk Horn ewes are out. Look at this beautiful new coop, by the way. I'm going to talk about that in another video, but it's very cool, and it's got this little latch here that closes the door, and it's all recycled materials. I'd say another video about that. And then I have this ewe in with her lamb. So this is the summer lamb that we had. Again, whatever I do to allow her into that field is 15 acres. Nah, she don't want to go there. She wants to go into my garden, eat all my chard, and pull all my beetroot up. So she's confined to here because she's a pain in the bottom. So though I had free-ranging chickens, I knew they could escape. Last year when I did it, I had some ducks out and they just got chased all day. So this year I shut the ducks away, just to give them some peace and quiet from children. The chickens were allowed to free range all across here, as they normally do. There are the Ixworth. And then people could come through this gate and go and visit the piglets, which we shall go and do now. And I think you'll be amazed how much they've grown. It's quite windy today, so they've all disappeared into the pig ark. Piglies! Look how dry it is. We have only had 11% of the rain we normally have in August. So everything is barren. Here's Hyacinth. I am having to feed her ridiculous amounts. She's not, I mean, obviously she's not as big as she was, but she is maintaining her weight at the moment. But especially you can see on her neck, like how much she loses. Here they are. Hello! Hello! They're 3 weeks old, so they will only be with her for another 3 weeks actually, which I think she will be mighty happy with. And yes, that is a mattress. I had a couple of old mattresses. I did not know what to do with them. They are notably difficult to get rid of, and you can't really repurpose them. But actually, the Piglets have been playing on it, so it's quite cute. And actually, once I have managed to get Hyacinth to go and lie on it, and it was super cute. So they could come see the pigs, and then I strimmed a walkway all the way down to the wildflower meadow field and woodland area. And then I printed some maps off. So it's basically like a little footpath people could go on and take themselves off for a little explore. Luckily, the sun was out. The day was really nice and sunny. Quite a lot of people did go off and do the walk, which was nice. And it meant that there was kind of a nice flow to the farm, because people would come in, they'd come and see the owls, they'd come into the barn and feed the animals, and then they take themselves off for a picnic or a little walk down to the woods. Hello, you two. So the sheep are all back in the field, and I don't know if you're in the UK, you've probably got the updates. We have an outbreak of blue tongue, and I'm in the zone, which is really annoying. So they set up a temporary control zone, because there were a few blue tongue cases found just north of where I am. And then a couple of days later, they said, actually, no, we're not going to do a temporary control zone. We're going to put a restricted zone on the entirety of Suffolk and Norfolk. So that has me a little bit concerned, because it's not been a great year for growing. I mean, I'm thrilled with what I have grown veg-wise, but it's not been a great year for growing. So as the season now is starting to turn, I'm starting to think about lambing. And I was getting very excited, oh yay, lambs, etc. And then bam, blue tongue. So luckily I sold my 3 Jacob ewe lambs last week, 10 days ago, before the temporary control zone and then the restricted zone came into force. So luckily they have gone, but it now effectively means that I don't think I can sell any sheep. I think I have never dealt with blue tongue. I know you have to now apply for an exemption license if you want to move sheep between the temporary control zones. I think you could do that, and I looked that up. But there didn't seem to be an option for moving them from a temporary control zone to outside the temporary control zone. That needs a special one-off license, which probably wouldn't be granted. And now we're all in restricted, so it's a bit of a bugger, because I now can't do anything with my sheep, can't sell any of the sheep from this year, I don't think. And it's spread by midges, so I can do biosecurity on the farm, but what do you do to stop midges coming in? Luckily it's been super dry, so I guess that's the bonus. There's no pools of standing water around with midges. All I can do is hope that I don't get it. So there's always something. There is always something in farming. So I should be, as I say, I should be excited about lambing now, and I am, but I'm also in the back of my mind worrying that what if we get blue tongue? What if we get a case of blue tongue? Which will affect these guys. On the plus, when I had the vet come out to see Margaret, she introduced me to the government's animal pathways scheme, which is a government scheme, and basically this year they're looking at egg worm loads, and they will pay you money to have a vet come to site, do a worm kit, write up an entire sort of regime and treatment program, and they'll pay you for it, so you get enough money to pay the vet and have a little bit left over. So I had that done, and the results came back, and everybody's super healthy, and there are no worms. So that was really, really good, and it means I still get, even though there are no worms, I will still get the payment. So that is a big, big thing, and And actually I do feel like personally my sheep are the best they've ever been this year. Be sod's law, wouldn't it? The year that I have my best sheep ever is the year that we get the blue tongue. But we're not doing negativity, we're doing positivity. So this is the wildflower meadow and where I've been planting the trees. And I trimmed a little pathway all through it so people could take themselves off for a walk. This is one of the little groves. So what I did in these places is there's a ring of trees that goes all the way around, and the idea is in the future they will grow up, and when you're walking through the woodland you'll come across these little clearings. Obviously that's going to be some time because trees are slow to grow, but it's for the future generations, isn't it? So that's what we do it. But I'm very happy with how this little walk turned out, and it is so pretty. And actually it's windy today, but it's pretty in the wind. I also gave the bird hide. Actually, I didn't give the bird hide. My friend Robin gave the bird hide a good spruce up and clean the windows. Now, unfortunately, since the storm took it out last year, I still haven't had a chance to come and repair the guttering, because the guttering, it collects water from there, goes into the guttering. Then I do have a water butt. I have a water butt that fits here, and it connects to this hose pipe, which then goes through across here and goes into this pond, which you can see is largely empty because we've had no rain. So again, many little repair jobs needed on the farm, but it's still standing, it's clean. I have got some feeders set up, so hopefully that will start to work properly again. I do need to get a new camera because when the storm blew over the bird hide, the camera was broken. The other slightly annoying thing is I use rewilding cameras across the farm because obviously I didn't live here and didn't have the Wi-Fi. And they were run on SIM cards by Vodafone, which costs £4 a month. Great deal. But Vodafone has now stopped doing them. So now all my cameras no longer work. Yay! So I need to find another cost-effective method. You know, I didn't mind paying £4 a month to power the cameras, but you can't find a SIM card that's £4 a month. The cheapest ones I found are £12 a month, I think. And you know, if you've got 4 or 5 cameras, that's upward of 50 quid. I can't afford that just to have a few cameras around, so I'm still on the hunt. The path also took people along the edge of the market garden. But like all things, I ran out of time, and so I had wanted to let people into the market garden, but I didn't get a chance to weed it all out properly and make it look beautiful. I mean, it's still growing food, and that's its purpose. Its purpose is to grow food rather than look beautiful. But I like it to look beautiful, but it didn't. So I basically, people could walk along here and just sort of see over into the patch. And I will give you a market garden and flower farm update in a video in the next couple of weeks, because actually there's quite a lot going on in there. Then I also changed where people came in. So last year they parked up at the campsite up there, and then they walked down and they came in these main gates over here. But actually this year I had them come in my back gates near the cabin, And so we had like a tea and a coffee station set up by the cabin. And then if you follow my Instagram, you'll have seen over the past year or so, I've got quite into a lot of positive affirmation, self-reflection, tarot and oracle cards, and sort of the wheel of the year, so Beltane and Mabon and Samhain and things like that. So I had my friend here, so people would come through here, and then this is my little bed of, so I do some cut flowers here, and then they would come through here, and we had our tea and water station and coffee station set up, and then my friend Heather was using the cabin as a place to do some readings, and so they came into this space which all had nice chilled out music and some incense burning and some wind chimes, and got to come and see the owls. Here's Horatio and Yassine. Hello, dude. And Oz. She's freaking out because Horace. Here's Horace, our one-eyed cat. Hey, buddy. Hey. How you doing? Oh yeah, Bo, you can't miss out. But he is doing so well. And is still a hunter, guys. He has been catching loads of mice. Good girl. So they got to come in here, see the owls. See, look at the pheasant chicks. Look how well they've grown. Really, really happy this year with how they've grown. Apart from when we obviously had the butchering by the older pheasant, the rest have grown really well. Super happy with how they've done. And actually they're almost ready to go into the adult pens. So the day was amazing. It was a really good success. There were loads of people and we made some decent money, but it's not one of those things that I'm going to be doing on a regular basis. Lots of people always say, well, why don't you have an open farm? And why don't you have a petting zoo? No, I've been there, I've done that. That was my old job. It's a lot of work, and the whole ethos, and that's what I need to remember as the core kind of ethos and mantra about this place, is it's for wildlife. It's going to be a nature reserve. It's going to be a rewilded. So I don't want to have it. There's loads of general public coming in all the time. When it's a nature reserve, yes, people will be able to come in, but for now, that's what I must focus on. So that's why I haven't been around as much, because I've been really, really busy doing that and getting ready for the season. And the owls have been heavily molting, and I've had the piglets, and then I've had the sheep, selling sheep, and then the blue tongue, and then life gets busy. But I shall see you in the next one.